A tradition that I believe is important to keep is the tradition of the 4th of July celebration. I know you're all probably thinking, duh, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't think anything of Independence Day. Many people think of it as such a less significant tradition compared to family traditions, or Thanksgiving, or Christmas, or something of that nature. However, when you think about it, our nation's independence was incredibly important. The United States of America is the greatest nation in the world. It's a country where if you have the will to do something, you can make it happen. You can change your future if you have the tenacity and will to work hard. The journey to success doesn't come easy, but that's the American dream. The fact that no matter who you are, where you're from, or what your social status is, you can still change who you are by putting in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. That's a unique concept. It's such a blessing that thanks to many heroic and intelligent men about 238 years ago, along with millions of other brave men and women throughout the years since then, that today we live in a country where we have freedoms other nations can never imagine having. The 4th of July is a day that we celebrate our independence from Great Britain. Without that day, can you imagine what the world would look like? Just take a minute to imagine a world without America. Many people around the world can only dream of coming to the United States, and reasons such as this are why we should continue the tradition of proclaiming our Independence Day. Why would you not want to celebrate living in the greatest nation in the world? Celebrating our great nation's birth is a privilege that should not be taken lightly. Even if you don't feel shooting fireworks is safe or you don't want to spend money on fireworks, you should at least watch some or celebrate in your own way, and just take a moment to realize how blessed you are to live in the United States. It is important to celebrate because it promotes patriotism and love for our country. Primarily, the youth of America take for granted the fact that they live in the United States of America and are granted many freedoms that others aren't. It's important that they, and everyone else, are reminded that this country was founded so that they could have honors such as the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We sometimes forget that these rights aren't given to everyone around the world. The reason we forget this is that it seems obvious that those inalienable rights should be given to everyone around the world. However, in other countries, people aren't as privileged as we are. That's why we celebrate the 4th of July. Because by celebrating, we acknowledge the fact that we live in a great nation with unique rights. Patriotism has really declined over the recent decades, and this is a bad thing, because we should be proud to be Americans, and proud that we live in a free nation. I feel that not only does celebrating emphasize the importance of patriotism and gratitude, but it's also a bonding experience for American families. For example, growing up with a super patriotic father, I was always encouraged to be proud to be an American. We'd always buy a few fireworks and go out to the country to shoot them off. Those memories will forever be with me because they were a bonding experience between my dad and I. We grew close over how much fun we had and also the fact that while we were having fun, we were also thinking about how blessed we were to live in the United States of America. I remember walking up to the fireworks with my dad, him with lighter in hand, and me waiting next to him with great anticipation. Then, he'd light the fuse for one, and we'd run away as soon as we saw it ignite. While we were running off, we could hear the sizzling of the burning fuse. When we got to the point where we were a safe distance away, we would turn around and watch know as they would shoot up into the air like a NASA spacecraft. We'd be sitting there waiting for the explosion of colors. Then, bang! A burst of sparkling colors shimmering in the air, symbolic of the bombs bursting in air during the Revolutionary War, and even today's war in Afghanistan. We would both be gazing up at the sky in utter silence and astonishment, our eyes glistening with the fireworks' reflection in them, our mouths open wide in amazement. When the firework finished, we'd move on to the next, and keep going until we were done. Even after we finished with our fireworks, we'd continue to watch other people's with the same awe and amazement. Even though neither of us said it, we were both thinking about the significance of the fireworks and how proud we were that we live in the home of the brave and land of the free. It was unspoken pride, and not only that, but unspoken gratefulness for the brave men and women that make Independence Day possible every year. My dad and I grew closer because of our appreciation for our wonderful country and the heroes who protect it. The bonding experience that occurred every year was priceless and something that will never leave my memory. Celebrating Independence Day is a very important tradition, and it should be continued forever, especially among families.